In this lesson, you will learn about drag gesture, overlay, and animated transition. Another gesture that is popular in touch-enabled devices is known as drag gesture that will allow user to either tap or press to drag between different interfaces. Using the previous onboarding and homepage, let's apply drag gesture feature in our interface for mobile application. Make sure you are in prototype mode. Now, select the onboarding one, artboard. Double click at the second images here. And we are going to connect the Learn section with the onboarding 2. As usual, in blue arrow here, drag the wire and connect it to onboarding 2. And under the trigger, previously you have learned how to apply the tap as an interaction. For this lesson, let's choose drag, which requires the user to drag from one image in order for them to be able to view the next page. And for the type, let's remain go to animate, destination, onboarding 2, which is correct. And for easing, let's remain snap because it acts like simulating a nice and smooth easing behavior. Now repeat the same step for onboarding 2 here and click at the explore and connect it to onboarding 3. Now, if you still remember Adobe XD, it remember the previous setting, hence it remains triggered to drag, type or to animate, and the only things that change is the destination. And for the easing, you can try for other behavior if you wish to test another easing, such as wind up, bouncing, or easing and out. But since this is an onboarding, let's remain the same setting, which is snap. And repeat the same process as in what if the user would like to go back to the previous page? So double click at the Learn and connect it to onboarding page 2. And double click at the Discover page and link it back to onboarding page 1. Now we have done setting the interaction for onboarding 1 to onboarding 2, and from onboarding 2 to onboarding 2, 3, and vice versa. Now let's click at the onboarding 1 in order for us to check the prototype interaction that I have created so far. Click at the preview button here. This one will appear. So previously, you have learned how to click at this small button using the tap interaction. Now, we have applied a new trigger, which is drag. So, which means once I move my cursor in these images, nothing happened yet. But if I slowly move toward the second images, which is under the Learn section, the mouse started to change into a hand tool, which means I can drag the images and I can view and read the content under the Learn section. And I can do the same thing for the Explore page here. And if I would like to go back, I can still do the same process. And also under the Discover, I can read it back if I would like to. So this is a very simple application of drag gesture that you can try for your mobile application. Now, let's try to apply overlay in our interface. Overlay will allow you to design artboard with an interaction one time, and you will be able to reuse it across many different artboards. To apply overlay, make sure you are in prototype mode. And I've included artboard, which consists of homepage, a camelback, and also tuxedo collection, and added a menu artboard, which is slightly smaller in size, consisting of my profile, my orders, my e-wallet, notification, and etc. So this menu will act like a platform for the user to view the other hidden button, and it will be repeatedly used in Tuxedo and also in Camelback Outboard. So let's set the interaction for our overlay by creating a specific button. So in this case, I've created this hamburger button, which I put it slightly on the top left corner in Camelback Outboard as well as in Tuxedo Outboard. So click at this hamburger button and drag it to menu page. On the trigger, previously we have utilized the drag features. Now we're going to change into tab, which means user will need to tap or click at this hamburger button. Once I click at it, the menu will appear in this to outboard page. Under the type, previously we have utilized auto animate. So for this tutorial, let's choose overlay. So once I click at the overlay, you will notice two things will happen. First, the connected blue line will change into the dotted line. And the second, this green color and there's a symbol plus in the middle also will appear. This refers to the position for the menu, which will act like an overlay. So if I drag it to any side, you will start to notice that the content under the menu is started to appear. So let's settle it back for a moment and let's get the other setting done. So for the destination, which is menu, correct? Once the user click at this hamburger button, they will be able to access the menu page. And under the animation, there are a few more options as in dissolve, slide left. If I click at the slide left, you will notice the green outline will change to the slide left corner. And if I choose slide right, it will change to the right top corner as well. And you can also try for slide up or slide down if you are planning to have an overlay from these both positions. But for this tutorial, I would like it to slide from the right. And let's adjust the position slightly at the bottom of the hamburger button here. Under the easing, you can try to choose any other setting. Previously, we've tried snap. So let's go for easing in out. And for the duration, I've increased it a bit to 0.6 seconds. Now let's repeat the same step for Tuxedo. Click at this direction and just drag the menu. So once you're done setting the interaction for your interfaces, let's try to test our prototype. Click at this Camelback once. Click at this small arrow. Let's start preview. Once I move my cursor to this hamburger button, it started to change into the hand tool, which if I tap or if I click at this hamburger button, this menu will start to appear. And if you would like to hide this menu, you can either click at this area once, or you can also click at the outside corner or in any other area. It was the same thing. So since we haven't connected any other output with the Tuxedo, so let's try for the Tuxedo page. Once I click at this hamburger button, the menu will start to appear. So if you feel that the setting for the menu is slightly, the position is not what you expect, as in this case, it's slightly close certain space for the content, you can adjust and you can always go back to the prototype. And in here, you can always adjust the position of your overlay. Same goes with the Camelback here. You can try to practice overlay for your interface. Now, let's try to apply anchor link to our interface. Anchor link refers to a type of link that let your user to go specific point on a website or a mobile application. In this interface, which I renamed it as collection I have added a back to top the top button at the bottom here for the user to quickly get back on the top page once they are done scrolling the interface. Let's set the interaction for this button. Click at the blue interaction once, and under the interaction here, trigger, let's choose tab, type, instead of previous setting that we have tried, transition to animate, and overlay. For this lesson, choose scroll tool. And under the scroll tool, you have the destination. So if I click at the destination, currently it's in a group layer. So that's why the interaction here, it doesn't link to the top page. So let's click at this small back button, and automatically it will brings the interaction to the top page here. Now for the Y offset, I will leave it for a moment and I will explain to you shortly. Easing, let's go for ease out. Duration, let's remain 0.3 seconds. Let's try to check the interaction that we have done so far. Click at this collection artboard. Click at this desktop preview. Now, once I scroll to the bottom and click at this back to top, it will brings me to the top page. But unfortunately, it starts to cut off the other button on the top here, as in this hamburger button and other button as well. Now, let's try to fix this problem. Go back to the prototype mode. If I click at this back to top interaction, you will see the blue line here started to appear on the top corner. This blue line refers to the setting for Y offset. So in order for the user to view the content on the top, you can either insert the number in Y offset panel here, or you can also drag this blue outline to the top corner, which it will highlight in purple color, which indicate that this is the space that the user will be able to see later. So let's click at this collection artboard and check the interaction. Click at the desktop preview. Once I scroll to the bottom and click at this back to top, I will be able to view the hamburger button and other button that I couldn't be able to view previously. The next lesson, you will learn about component state.